Should I go like put on an outfit? Okay, here we go. We are starting fresh-faced. I want to introduce myself. My name is Monica. I am a beauty enthusiast, amateur. I'm also very into skincare and lifestyle content here on YouTube, so I thought I'd try my hand at making some. I have a couple videos already up if you want to check them out. That'd be so sweet. But on the comment section of one of the few comments was on the eyeshadow declutter video I recently filmed, and I decided to keep my Kaja Beauty Bento Box. The commenter asked if I could film something with it, so that's what I'm going to do. It's really exciting that I got a little idea off of a comment. But let's get started. I'm going to do a whole face get ready with me style, and once it gets to the eyes, then I'll go further into depth about them. So I'm gonna get started here. This is so weird. I think I have a little, I'll zoom in a bit. I think I have a smoothing filter on that I can't quite figure out how to get rid of. So I'm gonna do some research and try to figure out how to obliterate that, because I want everything to look how it actually looks. Once we get really zoomed in, I think that it goes away, but I don't want to be that close for the majority of this video, but I will show you what everything looks like at the end. I also want to mention that just because I'm using some higher end products here doesn't mean that I'm trying to like sell you on them. I'm not priming my face because I have on a sunscreen that's pretty tacky. But again, back to my original point, just use your collection. Use what you have. If you have something similar, I'm going to try to do my best to describe how the products feel, and maybe they're not even the kind of products that you're into, but again, it's just a fun get ready with me. What I am using is this Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Water Fresh makeup. It's very thin consistency and has a, excuse me, and has a pretty medium coverage. I like to distribute it with a brush. Excuse me, bud. I like to distribute it with a brush and then pounce it in so it really gets into the skin with a sponge. Okay, now that I have a little base on, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Fair. The shade in the Estee Lauder Water Fresh is Cool Bone 1C1. 15 is what the shade Fair is, so if you can glean any helpful information off of that, I think I'm going to brighten up under my eyes and cover just a few spots. I like to let it sit. I'm definitely not the first person to suggest this because I think it kind of sets a bit and builds up the coverage. I think Jackie Aina, it was a person who suggested it early on. Amanda Z does this as well. So I'm going to let that sit. But I don't really do anything while I let it sit. I guess I could do my eyebrows. Which are pretty easy and quick to do for me. I'm just using the spoolie on this brow pencil to brush them up. I like a fluffy brow, a model off duty. Yes, I wish. She could never, but she tries. And I'm gonna brush through this Cosmetics brow cream. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's in a shade that's a bit too dark. It is like my actual brow hair color, but because of that, I think that it looks too much. But that is on me for purchasing a shade that's not quite right. So I don't put too much in. And I'm gonna let it set a little, and then I'm gonna brush through it again with the spoolie on this one. Now that my concealer has been sitting, I can blend it in, and I do that with a sponge. I like to make sure that I take it all the way up here, almost on like the bridge of my nose, because that is where I do have a lot of darkness. And the triangle look doesn't quite work on me. So always, you know, try to utilize tips that work for your specific face shape. Okay, so now that I have all my base products on, I like to create some heat with my hands. Katie Jane Hughes on Instagram taught me this one, and just press everything in, meld everything together with the heat of my hands. It does get my hands a little dirty, but I have a cloth here. And it just feels right to do it, so I do it. I'm gonna add in some color to my face because you can see I'm looking a little pale. I knew the kind of look I was gonna go for was like a pinky eye, because the bento box that I'm using is in the shade Rosewater. I should have mentioned that. So I want a bronzer that's kind of like ethereal, but I also knew that this Water Fresh was kind of pale. I mean, I think it matches, but you know, I didn't bring it on my neck. I think it looks fine, but I knew it kind of porcelainified me, so I wanted to add some color, but I wanted it to be a glowy bronzer. That's the point that I was trying to make. So I'm using the Sweethearts bronzer in Baked Luminous Glow Bronzer. Kathleen Lights made this famous years ago, and I am still working through mine. So I will apply some of this by adding in some shape and some color. Speaking of color, gonna go in with blush now. And again, I have some bougie products because I'm trying to get my money's worth out of them, but just use anything you have that kind of matches the description if you're looking to recreate this look. Otherwise, just get ready doing the kind of makeup that you like to do. But I'm using the Ambient Lighting Blush from Hourglass in Ethereal Glow. And it is kind of like a baby pink. This will probably only work if you have a pale complexion like I do. But I just want to have a little flush, a little baby pink flush. Oh, that's embarrassing. Am I the only one whose nose runs whenever they do their makeup? I don't think I'm the only one. I hate it. It's so annoying and it gets in my way. So yeah, I'm piling this on because it is very light. But I think that it does add just the right hint of color for me personally. So I'm happy to have it in my collection and to use it. Okay, so that is the base done, and now I want to go in and do the eyes. Actually, let me brush through my brows a little bit before I zoom you in. And the featured product for today is this Kaja Beauty Bento Box. I believe Kaja is a brand that is inspired by K-Beauty. And so that's all just about being fresh and cute and fun. And this particular quad, I'll include product shots. It's not a quad, it's a trio. This particular trio just has all shimmery shades. So what I want to do is frame those shimmery shades with some mattes. I'm using the Natasha Denona Safari palette just for the dusty pink that is in here. Just use any sort of dusty pink that you have access to. I am going to go in with a light color just to help aid in blending and soften everything. I don't want to go in with really intense color at first. I'm used to going boom, 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 but when I say boom, boom, I mean I'm used to doing my eyes kind of like at the same time, but for the purpose of this video and for timing, I'm going to try to do one eye and then replicate it on the other side. So again, just going in with the dusty pink right in that crease for me. I like to look back, but then always look forward because I have slightly hooded eyes, not slightly, I'd say decently. And so a lot of times some of the shadow will disappear into the crease. So now that I've built that up, I'm just going to add a little bit of depth and dimension in the outer corner. That is how I like to frame my eyes and my eye looks. I'm bouncing just between a couple of shades with the dusty pink being the primary, because again, that's what I'm going for. I also pretty much never do an eye look without hitting the lash line. I think it's what complements my eyes best. So I will take that dusty pink along the lash line as well. Alright, let me replicate this and then I'll get back to the star of the show. Here we have the Kaja Beauty Bento Boxes. This is the trio in Rosewater. And you can see just how sparkly those shades are. And what I'm going to do is take this deepest shade on a flat brush. It is clean. Just rub it in there and put it right at the base of the lash line, just to add a little bit of depth. But then I'm going to take this middle sparkly pink and I'm going to make that the primary look, the primary star of the look. And you might be able to tell, I'll try to include some sunlight shots, that this is just the sparkliest. It is super pretty. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, I'm back. I had a little kerfuffle with the mascara, which is CoverGirl Supersizer Fibers, but I brushed it off with an eyebrow spoolie, and I think everything looks fine now. I'm going to add a lip to just top off the look. I'm using the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in the shade Malibu. If you have any sort of pinky gloss, that'll do the trick. And here's the final look. Should I go like put on an outfit? Okay, I decided to put on the top half of an outfit. So for this outro, I will just be saying thank you for watching. And if you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all the things. Give me more ideas. I would be thrilled to have some ideas. I'm going to include some footage of what this looks like in natural light and without a weird filter. I'm going to work on getting rid of that filter as well. I want my channel to be all about real skin, what it looks like and what makeup looks like on real people. So here is the finished look featuring the Kaja Beauty Bento Trio in Rosewater. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me and watching, and I hope I see you in another video. Have a good day.